rolling, and 3, 2... Check it out, it's a remote control. Oh, that's so cool. It's like, I want to go back out. No, I want to go back in. I just took a picture. You couldn't see that because this is a video, but I took a... Wow, okay. I made a script. Yes, I'm doing a video with a script. I feel official. Of course, I couldn't bring myself to write in fragments, so it's in paragraph form. Just be glad it's in prose and not in meter. I mean... The story of RCSDT begins when I'm in 4th grade. I attended a school called Rivendell, and I met and became friends with someone named Chris Herndon. Now, I already had a strong passion for domino toppling at this point, and I got him interested as well, and he quickly became as good as I was. Chris is 2 years older than I am, so in 2010, when I went into 5th grade, he was going into 7th grade, and began attending Ridgeview Classical Schools, where his dad teaches history. At this time, I moved on to a different elementary school called Oakwood. This is kind of the sister school of Rivendell, and it's here that I met and became friends with someone named Walker Krasnick, and he became very important to RCSDT in later years. During Chris's 2nd year at Ridgeview in 2011, he came up with the idea to make a very large domino toppling project in celebration of the end of the year. And he created something called Domino Club so that he could teach other students the skills necessary to take part in this. He assembled a team consisting of some of the members of Domino Club, and this team included himself, as well as Isaac Smith, Braden Robinson, Blake Salvador, and Will Peterson. Now, this team was good, but they were rather inexperienced, so I was asked to become the team's 6th member, even though I didn't actually attend Ridgeview yet. I gladly accepted this, and quickly became the co-creator, along with Chris. We held a meeting with all of the builders to discuss a rough plan for what we wanted to build, and I later fine-tuned this plan. What I did is I drew it up on my computer in a program called Glyphy, and I also made a very detailed list of all of the projects we wanted to have, including who would build them, what color they were, and how many dominoes they would have. Our goal for RCSDT 2011 was to have at least 10,000 dominoes, and Chris and I wanted to make sure we didn't have any under that margin, so we got together, and over the course of one sleepover we counted every single domino that we owned. I had dreams about counting that night, seriously. About a week later, on a Saturday in the end of May, we set up the project itself, and Chris and I were both unofficial group leaders. Well, I say that, but we had a really strict deadline. The fall down was later that night, so neither of us really had time to do any actual leading. So the organization was kind of... well, there wasn't any. It got built nonetheless, but unfortunately we ran out of time toward the end. So we had to estimate how many dominoes we actually built, meaning that all of that counting from before was for naught. Zip. Zilch. Nada. Nothing whatsoever. That really didn't make me a happy person, but it's what happened. Anyway, we set up, we think, about 12,600 dominoes, which is significantly more than the 10,000 we thought we would do, so I'm very happy about that. And that's a pretty close estimate, I think. So I think I've rambled on about this for long enough, so here now is the fall down from RCSDT 2011.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes.
I'm going to talk a bit less about RCSDT 2012, as I feel that I've been going on for too long already, but nonetheless, there is some interesting stuff here which I'm going to cover. In 2012, I had been accepted into Ridgeview Classical Schools, and I began planning for RCSDT very, very early in the year. Chris found himself building gradually less and less, so I gladly accepted the leadership role for the entire project. Now, this year I planned to set up about 14,000 dominoes, and I denoted my plan for this in much the same way that I did last year, using Glyphy, and also a very detailed list of all of the projects. The one difference is I didn't assign specific people specific projects this year. I figured that we kind of just have a list and a plan, and everyone builds just kind of whatever needs building, and I think that worked out much better. We needed the gym for 2 days this year in order to set up all 14,000 dominoes, but unfortunately I had neglected to book the gym for the end of the year, so the only available slot was the same night as prom. Now this narrowed the team down to about 5 people. The first 2 were Chris and I, and we were the only 2 certainties of the whole team. At this point, we desperately needed another experienced builder, so I consulted my friend Walker from Oakwood, if you remember him, who had been progressing really nicely in how well he was able to build, and he gladly accepted my invitation onto the team, and he became the 3rd member. The 4th member of the team was Zach Brisbane, who built this.
Wait.
Seriously, his towers never fall over, it's crazy. But anyway, he was a former Domino Club member, and he joined, and the 5th member of the team was Ethan Lambert. Now, he wasn't even supposed to be part of the team originally, but he was at Ridgeview on Saturday morning, and he had nothing better to do, so I told him he could join, and we really benefited from having him. I mean, he seldom attended Domino Club, but you really couldn't tell by how well he built. So, this team of misfits worked together really very well, and we actually finished several hours ahead of schedule. We did have one problem, however, and it came in the form of moths. Now, we had a slight problem with moths during RCSDT 2011. There was one really badly injured moth that somehow squeezed through the windowsill and was flying around at very low level, very erratically, barely not hitting things, and it gave us all a pretty good scare. But that was just one moth. During RCSDT 2012, we had around 7 that got into the gym, some of which landed on top of our domino projects, scaring us all half to death, but luckily they didn't have enough weight to actually knock anything over. Now, I would have filmed some of these, but frankly I was way too busy cowering in the corner to grab my camera, so there's no footage of that. Overall though, the building went really very smoothly, and the fall down went even more so.
Go ahead. 3, 2, 1.
I've been talking for a long time, but before I go, a few quick words about RCSDT 2013. For this, I plan to set up at least 16,000 dominoes in a series of 18 projects. I now own 12,000 Maria Lamping dominoes, all of which will be set up. Chris owns 4,000 Maria Lamping dominoes, all of which will also be set up. And the rest of the dominoes will come courtesy of Walker and Chris's homemade MDF dominoes. By the way, these are the same ones as Mike May's guy uses. If you haven't seen his channel yet, I'll put a link to that in the description as well. It's really great stuff. This year, the fall down is scheduled for April 27th, and the video will be uploaded at a time precisely later. Although I just couldn't bring myself to write in fragments, so it's in paragraph form. Just be glad I didn't write it in prose. I mean, no, I did write it in prose, sorry. Oh, that is so cool! I shut the camera so I could read the script, and it saved my Zoom settings. You're unnecessary! He could teach other students the skills necessary to take part in RCSDT. His team consisted of himself, Isaac Smith, Braden Robinson, Blake Salvador, Will Peterson, and I missed a comma. Oh wait, that didn't work, but that's good. That was good. That was good. Oh, where's the